What's going on, guys? OneEyedBandit back again with yet another video talking about more Dragon Ball FighterZ, and Ultra Instinct Goku is right behind me because we are about to break this down. We're literally going to break this trailer down because your boy was at work when the trailer actually dropped. I could have, waited and done a reaction video, but no, I just had to watch it. I had to see what the hype was about, and he looks amazing. He looks crazy. He looks stupid. He has so much, and we're going to break this trailer down now. Everybody's doing this like 6-minute trailer video, and I just don't understand how they can do only 6 minutes on what all we saw, because he looks like he has a lot and there's so much to just speculate about. So honestly, I'm just gonna hop right in. I'm mad I was at work, so I couldn't bring you guys this news as soon as possible, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do, so why not just break it down right now, because right now is the time to actually get popping with this character. We're gonna kind of go frame by frame and show you guys everything. I'm not even gonna put it into I'm not even going to let it go into full playback speed. We're gonna go as slow as possible with this one, as slow as possible. So let's just show you guys right now what we're dealing with. Obviously, it kind of starts off, with stuff we've already seen before. We know UI Goku comes in with the white hair, looking beautiful, and of course, here we go, boom, starts it off. We know this is his stand heavy, most likely this is his stand heavy, and automatically you notice that he sends Jiren flying into an upward angle. I've done this breakdown already on this part and how I think he sends him flying into this upward angle, just like DBS Broly stand heavy does as well. And it's almost like they were trying to discourage people from doing re-jump combos, but we know DBS Broly has a re-jump combo still, so maybe there will be a way for UI Goku to get a re-jump combo of his own. But as it stands right now, this heavy sends Jiren into a flying upward angle. So yeah, and then it gives a wall bounce because it's a heavy, and then of course we've seen this before. He just dodges, looks great, of course, just dodges. Obviously, I believe all of these counters here are most likely going to be strictly key based. So if your opponent throws out a key blast or Kamehameha, any type of beam, he can just dodge from wherever he is at. And of course, even if they're in the air, he automatically goes right behind them. Again, we still don't know. Of course, we won't know until we actually get our hands on UI Goku whether he can, start punching immediately after these counters, because even though he goes behind them in both of these frames, we don't know if the opponent can then vanish just to get out of it, sort of like how they can with Jiren himself. We don't know if the opponent can just get out of dodge, right? It's something we just don't know quite yet. So it will be something interesting to look at. So we don't know also if Goku can just start punching immediately, right? Like this is Goku's base stance right here. Personally, it's just like Gogeta's, and I hated the way Gogeta stands. I think Goku's is a little better. They're both standing up, and even since he's standing up in the old seasons, this would mean he'd easily be able to get fuzzied, but we know fuzzies have been taken out the game. And so this stance, it's not my favorite, but it looks better than Gogeta's stance, where he's just kind of standing like this and just looks all awkward and tall. But this, he just kind of looks kind of badass, and he's just ready to fuck somebody up. And again, right here, he goes into the air. And something interesting about this is most likely it doesn't take like your jump property. So if Goku can get like a 2H off of this or something like that, he can most likely send the opponent really high into the air. But then again, we don't really see any normals within this trailer. That's something that's very interesting about this altogether, is we don't see him do like any of his normals. They show us mostly his super moves, and that's one of the things that can make or break this character. If his normals are really bad, then he's going to fail, and if his normals are really good, he'll be all right. And even starting off with just his stand heavy, Just his stand heavy shows me that his heavy is going to be a decent normal. It travels across the screen, similar to Gogeta's, so something you don't have to worry about to me is his stand heavy. He can hit his opponent from a decent far away, and this will most likely be a very good starter to some TODs. But that's just something that we have to look forward to. And then of course we have this badass move here. This is a counter. He looks like he goes into a stance where he just looks like he's all godly, right? Just like, hit me if you want, take me. He's just like, take me please. That's what he does. And then of course Jiren abides. He takes him, and then Goku just absolutely fucks him, wrecks him, whatever. And literally, you know, you guys have seen him do this in the show. This is what he did to Toppo and Dispo right here. And again, since it's a counter, which is really good about this counter, this is one of the reasons a lot of people hate Jiren, because Jiren's most of his counters, you know, again, it's mainly his Ki Blast counter can be vanished out of, and it's not a cinematic, right? This becomes a cinematic. He gets hit, and then it turns into a cinematic, right? So that means there's no way for the opponent to get out of this. They can't vanish it, they can't spark it, there's nothing they can do once they get hit by this. So your block strings have to be airtight when facing UI Goku. And boom, like I said, he just tosses him up into the air, and then he just does whatever he wants to him. He knocks him down with this super flurry rush that just knocks Jiren down. Don't know if it gives us a sliding knockdown or a hard knockdown or whatever, but that, again, that's just something we'll have to figure out once the game actually drops. And then this right here, I remember this from the V-Jump leaks. They tell you you can only do this move that's about to happen if you are hit by a knockback like Jiren was. But this is a move that won't be used, honestly, that often, because your opponent has to drop the combo, right? Your opponent literally has to drop the combo for this to happen, because as you can see, Jiren just kind of stands still after he gets his stand heavy on him. Or does Jiren do a stand heavy? I don't even know what Jiren's stand heavy is, but Jiren does something that sends Goku flying back. And of course, because Jiren is a bad player, excuse me for exiting full screen, because Jiren is a bad player, whoever's playing Jiren, they waited for Goku to recover, and then he's able to pull out this counter move that seems to be very, very good against Super Dash. But again, this is only a move that can happen once Goku has recovered and is able to activate this move. Don't know how it will be activated, but that's again something we have to look forward to. I just don't understand why like, it's something cool, I guess, but you know, just something that takes a lot of, something has to happen to activate it, right? It just takes a lot of technicality. Like what has to happen has to be so technical, and you have to know to do it for this move to even work. So this is a move I don't think we will be seeing a lot personally, because Goku has to recover, and then, you know, the move has to activate, and because Jiren is stupid, you know, he did his follow-up too late and he gets hit. And what's crazy is you can see that move gives a, you know, sliding knockdown, or it looks like a hard knockdown, right? Which is really, really good. And then right here we have the grab. Goku has a command grab. This is what they said in the V-Jumps would be an unblockable move. And this is probably, like, this is the dopest special in the game to me. Like, this is so sick. He hits Jiren with the command grab. 1 orb, 2 orbs, 3 orbs, and traps him into this orb cage, this orb jail. And then the 4th orb, you know, he just blasts Jiren away just with this massive beam, right? And it gives a wall splat. Like, on top of everything, it gives a wall splat. So it's like, can you combo after that, bro? Like, imagine the starters. Like, this imagine being close to the wall. Like, that just leads the room for so much more with this character. And then, of course, we have this right here. This is a beam. This is a Kamehameha, one of the strangest Kamehamehas we have seen. But if you can't tell, what I really like about this beam is it's the beam that he does to Kefla. Specifically, that will be in the dramatic finish, right? It's the move that we've seen Goku do against Kefla mainly. And he's able to do it, you know, in the air. and then he shoots it out. Now, granted, the startup is kind of ridiculous because he has to do all that flipping and stuff. But when you think about what he did to Kefla, does this mean he can avoid other people's beams with this move? Like, bro, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so sick if he can slide on other people's beams with this move right here, or their Ki Blast or whatever. Oh man, this character is so counter based, it's insane. Not only that, I do believe the V-Jump also said that you can kind of dictate where this move goes, whether it's higher or lower or whatever it may have you. But just look at how beautiful it is. And of course, it's not Goku, honestly, without a beam. And of course, he has a beam. Even though he's doing all the flips in the world, he has a beam. And that's really good. And it covers kind of a weird angle. Again, I think you might be able to move it more upwards. You might be able to go, again, dictate where it goes. So if you can go higher, then it'll cover a better portion of the screen. And you can have a decent amount of screen control. So that's pretty good. And then right here, people were trying to figure out what this move was, but I'm starting to think this could easily be the third hit of his auto combo. Like maybe, see, it's so hard. It's so hard to dictate what it could be because we've seen his stand heavy, but at the same time, like maybe it's his 2H, right? Like maybe, you never know, honestly, because he hits him with this move. He's already in the air, so there's no way it could be. If it's his air medium, an air medium that knocks the opponent up, and then a rising kick that does his 2H, could quite possibly be that. But it's very hard to dictate because the starter is in the air, and then of course, like maybe a 2H. I'm not sure. It's either his auto combo or his 2H. I'm stuck between those two. And just to like show you guys the reference, this right here, this kick right here is the very first kick he does to Jiren when he first obtains the Ultra Instinct form, the Omen form at that. So that's very, very nice and very, very clever. I love how ArcSys pays attention to all the details other than with Dragon Ball Super Broly, because we all know how I feel about DBS Broly. He should have been able to stay transformed because that's what he did in the movie. And since he doesn't in the game, I hate him. Not really, but But yeah, so as we keep going, I think that could quite possibly be his 2H, man. And then of course he has an aerial beam style attack, and if this is the whole beam right here, if this thing is the whole thing, that has obviously it's a beam, so it goes up. It's like his air palm Ki Blast, and it could easily be his stand special or his 2S, so his down S or his down special. And if it has beam properties, that covers a really good portion of the screen, which could be fantastic for screen control. So that's looking really good. And I'm excited to see what it's like. Will it have crazy startup, or it doesn't look like the startup is too terrible, but I just love how Goku is kind of standing there. He looks completely badass as he's about to shoot this beam off, and I'm excited to see what it does because it looks amazing. It really does. And then moving forward, we have an EX special move. And of course this EX special should remind you of the very person he's doing it on, Jiren. This looks exactly like Jiren's eye attack, where he beats you up with his eyes, but of course Goku is doing it with his fist. He's basically punching you, and it's an EX move, and he does this follow-up, and he lands you on the ground, and it also sadly does a side switch. And I say sadly because you don't necessarily want to, if you're in the corner, you don't necessarily want to do a side switch, but this move can be good because his level 3 also does a side switch. So let's say you're here and then you do this move, side switch, and then you're able to level 3 off of this move, which side switches them back into the corner. You can get a pretty nice Oki for that, so that's pretty good. But I also know that V-Jump stated that this move can only be done within the air. That is why they are showing it within the air in the trailer. Goku already showing how he has a ton of moves, whether it's on the ground or in the air, unlike Kefla, who has most moves only within the ground. All of her stuff is in the ground. And then of course we have this move right here. I don't know what it is. Maybe a DP. Maybe this is his DP that everybody was talking about, because a lot of people thought what the startup of his level 3 was. A lot of people thought that was his DP, and we're actually wrong about that. I think this might end up being his DP. It makes a lot more sense for it to be the DP. Kind of leaves Jiren in a standing state. Goku recovers before him, so you may be able to get a follow-up after it, which also, again, really, really good. Up next, we have a air palm. 64 whatever Neji says, Goku has it, right? He throws this thing out, and I'm hoping this has beam property, because this could easily be his stand S. They've started this trend where, you know, Gogeta has a ki blast, not a ki blast. Gogeta has a Kamehameha, you know, with just his special button. Broly has a beam with just his special button. If this is just his special button, that's gonna be crazy, because if it has beam property, if literal air has beam property, that's gonna be insane. And look at how much of the screen it takes up. Although we don't get to see the startup of the move, I can't imagine it goes that quickly, because if it does, I can just see that being completely broken. But I'm gonna assume it has a little bit of startup to it, and of course if it controls this amount of the screen, that's gonna be great. And you can also notice during this trailer that it is multi-hitting. So 1, 2, it hits twice, maybe 3 times. So I can easily see that being a beam. Now if we keep on going, again, this is a move that we have seen before. EX'd. He EXs it, and I don't know if it counts. You still don't really know if it counts as a command grab or if it's just something that your opponent has to block on the other side, because as you can see, Goku goes to the other side and then destroys Jiren with a flurry of just whatever this is. You know, he essentially in the show, basically it shows you that he just punched Jiren a bunch of times before Jiren could even realize. And then of course, again, we've seen this move. He counters the ki blast and ends up behind Jiren. And then he goes into his level 1 super, which is a nasty Kamehameha, and then it kind of looks like he's able to go into a level 2 super. This looks too cinematic to be also part of this level 1. Like, there's no way this level 1 is that long, so I'm gonna assume that Goku has a level 2 super where he does this as well. And then of course ends it with a punch, because you can't get enough of Goku. He has to have this many moves. So he ends it with a punch. Cool guys don't look at explosions, and boom. And then excuse me, last of all, we have this move right here. Everybody thought this was his DP, when in actuality it's his level 3, which is insane, because I'm not quite sure what this beginning part is. Because if this is part of the level 3, your opponent, I feel like they have so much time to react, right? I mean, Jiren is kind of just standing there looking at Goku, and then Goku charges in. So it's a possibility that this might be like a counter. Like, let's say Jiren touched this, then it goes into the level 3 right away. But if you don't touch this, Goku still goes ahead and does his level 3, and you just have to block it. I'm not quite sure, but we go into like one of the best looking level 3s in the game, if not the best. Goku charges in, again, does a flurry of punches, kicks, whatever, knocks Jiren to the ground, knocks him back up, and then absolutely demolishes him with this massive beam, this massive Kamehameha that just, it shouldn't. Why? Like, why would you do this to this man? It just takes up the whole screen. They put a whole movie within this character, and then boom, you have his end screen. And sadly, it doesn't look like there's any UI Goku Omen in sight. I did hear a rumor that it might actually be Super Saiyan Blue Goku's why can't I think? It might be Super Saiyan Blue Goku's dramatic finish with Kefla. Sadly, I heard there was some data mine stating how it was Blue Goku's dramatic finish back a while ago. So if that is the case, it makes more sense than UI Goku, you know, regrowing his shirt. That way we can just have we can have Super Saiyan Blue Goku transform into Omen, and then of course, you know, he will be in his Omen form, and then, you know, you can have, you know, that dramatic finish there. And it'll be sad because we won't have the form that a lot of us want to look forward to, but it is what it is. We're gonna have the mastered Ultra Instinct form, and it'll look beautiful. And of course, just to end it off, we get this frame of Goku. This was the very first, this frame right here was the very first UI Goku teaser we got when he had the black hair, and this aura was kind of reddish and blue. You guys should know what I'm talking about. And then of course, even during the like the middle portions of Dragon Ball Super, they started showing the mastered Ultra Instinct hair form. And then of course, lastly, we have the release date of May 22nd. I hate to be that guy who is wrong and right at the same time, but we got news that UI Goku would be coming out mid-May, and I'm gonna assume Japan thinks mid-May means end of May, because May 22nd is a little bit too close to the end of May, which kind of sucks. We will get UI Goku within 2 weeks time. Sadly, we have to wait that long, but to those season pass holders, we do get UI Goku 2 days early, so May 20th, and for the rest of the world, the 22nd. Now, at the time of me recording this video, I am also about to record me giving out the 3 different Ultra Instinct Goku winners, so look forward to that here on the channel really soon. Anybody could win, and you know, I hope you do. Honestly, I hope 3 of you pay attention and look at your comments, because you could be the winner for this UI Goku. I'm very excited to be playing as this character very soon, and I'm excited to give 3 of you the chance to play as him as well. So just be on the lookout for that video, and be on the lookout for the winners, because it definitely could be you. But other than that, I'm pretty sure that is all we have on UI Goku. A release date is really good. Sadly, again, I knew it wasn't going to be May 9th, because even though Goku Day makes sense, it doesn't fall on the right days, right? We're gonna be getting the Goku colors on May 9th with a pretty decent update or whatever. So that'll be a little bit nice, but they wouldn't drop like now it would make sense, because they drop the trailer and then we could still get UI Goku on May 9th, which isn't going to happen. But I was just saying how they're not going to drop the trailer like a day before we get the character, or you know, how would we get UI Goku this week without even a trailer yet? And so sadly, the trailer didn't come out May 9th as well, which caught me off guard, which is why I'm so late getting this video out to you guys. But the game's the game. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please remember that God and anime are always on your side. Please come join the Bandit Army. That's all I got for y'all. Peace out.